good morning.
Good morning.
Or
How
if
are
you're
you?
listening to us somewhere else, good afternoon or good day. Whatever works for you. You know? So this is going on daily, and this is like the first time that's me tagging people. I have to tag a bunch of people because we just did something last week and I want to make sure everybody sees it. But Mike and I have not done a show. So this
We have
is
not.
going to be
This is
interesting.
a first.
It is. It is. I think both of us are like, let's just get it done. So I think both of us are very tired. Ron kept
It was a long
us.
night last night.
Ron kept us up on last night. I can't tell you what he was doing, but
True story.
it was. It's for our ears only, or our eyes only, or whatever. It's a secret, but we're very tired today.
We are very tired, and all will be made clear at some point, theoretically.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think we even know what the clarity is yet. But it sounded like you had some fun, Ron. Even in a virtual world, if you had fun, then you had fun. But anyway, so today's well, let's not get into the date, but in the day, because we have no idea where this is going to end up. But we are in our 195th episode for season 3.
Wow.
And it's called Kins in the Hall. So we're going to talk about some good stuff today. But the first thing I want to do is make sure we thank WDJY 99.1 FM. They are rolling us Wednesday, 9 p.m., Thursday at 5 p.m., Friday at 10 a.m., and Sunday between 1 and 3 p.m. So if you are in Atlanta, did we decide Atlantonians or Atlanteans or whatever it was we were calling?
I think it's Atlanteans, I think.
Atlanteans. You are.
It rings
You're
better.
up. You listen. That's your schedule, and that's what we're running in your town. So we definitely want to thank WDJY for having us on for that. And then we got to thank Mace Fitness and Soul Spectives Institute for being responsible for getting us on the air at those times in Atlanta, which is very cool. And of course, we have Virginia coming at some point. There's a vista coming over the horizon. I know Atlantanites. We're calling them all kinds of people, right? So, yeah, this is your first. Apparently, Lori's been under a rock. So Lori's part of my high school class, and so I'm going to say good morning to her. And then I'm going to tag a bunch of other people because I haven't had a chance to do it yet. But where are we going here? The first segment is me. I'm reading off of a list again. Still half asleep.
Not screamingly obvious at all.
Not at all. I told Mike this when I'm leading and I'm so organized and focused that I'm going to be like this. And so he has to be the fun part of the show today so that I don't lose track of the schedule.
I accept that role. I think that I can be the fun part of the show for sure.
I think you can do it. I've seen you do it, man. I've seen you do it. So yeah, it's ice cream week, or we're wrapping up ice cream week, right? We've been talking about ice cream all week long, and we've all gained like 10 or 20 pounds or something like that. So we're going to have to cut it out, but today's the last day. And I had a little story that I thought was cute. It just popped up in my feed, and I'm like, oh, I've been through Kentucky, but I've never been to Kentucky. But Bowling Green, Kentucky, there's a place called Meltdown Ice Cream, and they're celebrating like this major showing at the Kentucky State Fair. Right? They had 2 gold medal awards, including Best in Show honors. And they have this flavor called Ooey Gooey Mooey flavor, which is kind of funny. They have kind of, when you go to an ice cream shop, they have all these kind of funny flavors, which I love. And so they traveled over to the fair to drop off the ice cream entries and take part in judging for the dairy competition. And so one of the people from the shop said she grew up in Louisville, and the State Fair was there, and it was always a part of the community in the city. And she's like, I feel like you don't hear about it as much, maybe down this way. That's Susan Worrell. I think it's Worrell. That's the owner. She said, I feel like it brings a little bit of recognition to this part of the country, or this part of the state even. And as a small business, it just brings people in, and it makes them excited to try new flavors. So Meltdown's double vanilla ice cream earned the top stop and a gold medal award in the premium vanilla ice cream category. And that win marked a notable improvement from 2025 when they just had, they received a red ribbon, which is a big deal, but this was bigger than that. So, and she said she was using it to improve the recipe ahead of this year's competition. And so she continued in the any flavor ice cream category. Ooey Gooey Mooey was selected as the shop's entry. That's funny to say, especially in the morning when you haven't had a lot of coffee. It earned a 9.5 out of 10, and it earned a gold medal in its category. And the flavor then advanced to the overall dairy competition and ultimately received the top honor. So
Interesting. And Ooey Gooey Mooey is just vanilla?
I guess it's a vanilla, but then there's like I think it's a consistency thing. There are some of
Okay.
their flavors the weird thing is in vanilla is so vanilla, Ron, but I was gonna say this.
True.
Ice cream, I don't know I know that the more like outlandish the ice cream is, like the better. But I feel like most people in the country are just like very like middle of the road, and like probably vanilla is the most popular flavor, even though it sounds like it shouldn't be. I could be wrong.
I feel like
You know?
vanilla is the best base if you're going to be throwing
Yeah.
chocolate syrup on it, whipped cream. JJ loves the crushed nuts or the M&Ms or
Right.
whatever it might be. You're just going to doctor it now.
It's a canvas, like with which to
Correct. Yeah,
paint
good way to
your
put it.
what have you, you know? So that's what I think. But anyway, she said she was just really proud. The judges said that they picked their item because it really stood out. It was unique. It was really represented dairy well. It represented dairy well and highlighted the dairy really well, which is really weird. That must have been a quote that I probably typed wrong. And those things really made me proud. That's what Susan Worrell said. So anyway, congratulations to Meltdown Ice Cream, which I thought was a really cool flavor, name for an ice cream shop, you know, in the middle of Bowling Green, Kentucky. Going on Dairy. Could we change the name to Going on Dairy today? Just for today?
Maybe.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea. But anyway, yeah, go look up if you're in the Kentucky area, because we have listeners all over the globe.
That's true. We are
So,
worldwide.
if you're in that Kentucky area, you got to go to Meltdown and congratulate them and buy some of their stuff. Some of their flavors, double vanilla, Froho Co. There's actually like a whole list of
Froho? I'm sorry.
Froho
Wait,
Co.
Froho?
I know. And like it's like frozen hot cocoa ice cream. I actually want to have that because I don't know what that tastes like. That's really weird to me. Frozen hot cocoa. What is that like?
Froho.
For somebody that's had it. Right?
I
Then they
mean,
got cookies and
that's just funny on
cream.
a lot of levels, right
It
there.
is. I'm not gonna go there.
Froho.
They
And it's
have,
fun to say.
It is. It's like, I mean, that's the thing. You want to make sure that it's like really rolls off the tongue and sounds good, so people don't forget what it is they're ordering, I guess, if they come in all the time. But they have all kinds of different versions. I mean, I could go on and on. If you look them up, they have like a whole list of, I mean, every shop has that list of ice cream that they have the little
100%.
crazy names for. But anyway, I just thought that was a cute little story to wrap it up. We didn't want to go too crazy with ice cream because honestly, I couldn't come up with anything after everybody's covered everything all week. So
There's definitely, I mean, that's a well that was starting to dry up when it comes to ice cream, because how much can you really do with ice cream? But
exactly,
there is a lot you can do. By the way, good morning to Kathy. Vanilla is a great choice, and it is very refreshing. Hugo, thanks for jumping in there. Cherry Garcia Froyo. Cherry frozen yogurt with cherry pieces and chocolate chunks. It's a play off the Ben & Jerry's. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, too.
Yes. The first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to give you a little taste of what social media you can find us on.
Whoop, whoop.
So let's do that.
Watch us live at YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch at Rhode Island Broadcasting, X and Twitter at Broadcasting RI, Facebook at Going On Daily Morning Show. Listen to us on all of our audio platforms such as Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music at RI Broadcasting. You can also follow us on all of our socials at MeWe, TikTok, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Gab, Parler, and
Space
at RI Broadcasting, and Reddit at RI-Broadcasting, and support the show on RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. We thank you for listening, following, and watching.
Yo. See, that's all of it. And we're about to be on Instagram. That was part of our whole thing last night. We're about to be up on Instagram. that fell through the cracks.
That was part of our whole thing.
We did. We had a whole thing.
It was a thing.
It was a party, and some of us went to sleep, and the party continued in the chat for apparently. I woke up this morning, and I'm like, "What is all this? I thought I missed all this." I went to sleep. I was so tired.
Yeah, that makes two of us for sure.
I know. So, but anyway, we're gonna jump off of Hugo's little comment there, and we're gonna find out from you. Oh, wait. No. We've got to go into the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. We got to talk about. We got to, because Spuds is still losing.
I'm rusty on leading. Can you tell? So we have a Hall of Fame that's going on at this point that we are trying to figure out who's going to win, right? So if you go to our website, Going On Daily, or RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. Sorry, like I said, I am rusty. We have a Hall of Fame. But if you hit this QR code, it'll go straight there, so you don't have to do all that, especially in the morning when you're still tired. We have 5 different items up to vote for, or 5 different characters. So we got Spuds McKenzie, we got California Raisins, we got Max Headroom, which I saw Mike you do a good impression of yesterday.
Thank you.
Or the day before. Frito Bandito, and Mr. Owl. Right, and that would be for the Tootsie Pops. And so those are the 5. If any of those is any one of those is your favorite, then you want to vote for them now, as a matter of fact. So Mr. Owl's got 31%, Frito Bandito's got 26%, and the California Raisins is 23%, which I thought was odd. Yeah,
Frito Bandito is closing the gap, because there was a much bigger lead a few days ago than there is right now. So that's an interesting stat, and the Raisins are following close behind. So this one could come down to the wire, folks.
It could. I mean, the last one did. Last one was crazy. So I mean, everybody could have the same percent, and then we gotta do a what do you call it? What are you doing when you're trying to break up a tie? So
a tiebreaker.
Spuds and Max Headroom are at 10%, right? A tiebreaker, but what do you used to call it, a runoff?
Runoff, yeah. 100%.
Might have to do something like that. So, but yeah, vote for yours right now. Just hit that QR code and vote now. That way you don't have to worry about it later. It's just the easiest thing to do, right? And we'll see who wins. We got a couple of days left, another week or so, before we find out what the results are. So vote right now.
Get your votes in, folks. Hall of Fame once more.
And then now we're going to Mike. I was so excited about this segment, Mike, that I was trying to skip everything.
Well, there's a lot to be excited about here, right? So we're specifically talking about, because I'm a pop culture guy and I love my pop culture stuff. And over the past, I'd say 20 years, give or take, pop stars, musicians, TV stars, pop culture in general has intertwined itself in the Ben and Jerry's ice cream culture, right?
Yes.
And this started, and Hugo, you brought it up already. This started with Cherry Garcia. So, Lana, I know you know who Jerry Garcia is, right?
Of course.
Of course. So would it surprise you, though, to know that there's a whole generation of kids out there that are eating Cherry Garcia, Ben and Jerry's? They have no idea who Jerry Garcia is.
It would not surprise me, because I saw something yesterday where somebody was asking who Billy D. Williams was, and I nearly fell off my chair. I was like, what?
What?
How do you not know that? So
what?
I know. You feel just so old, and it's stuff that's an icon for us that we would never begin to forget. People are like, what is that? It's just really scary.
First of all, Lando Calrissian is a legend.
I know.
That's right out of the gate. Second of all, if you haven't ever seen it, you have got to go back in the day, look it up on YouTube, and look at Billy D. Williams doing Colt 45 commercials, because they are the absolute best.
Yes.
Right?
He got me to drink Colt 45. He did.
I'm saying. I was never a big malt liquor guy.
How would you be without seeing Lady Sings the Blues or Mahogany? I don't know how.
I'm just saying, it's a lost thing. You got to check that out.
He was the man. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy when you hear
circling
that.
back around. Wow. So, once upon a time, ice cream flavors were simple. It was, JJ and I talked about Neapolitan. It's chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. And then somebody said, you know what? We need celebrity endorsement.
Right,
and
of course.
When that movement took off, it took off in a big way. And there's flavors connected to everything from rock stars to late night hosts, TV shows, movies, candy brands. I mean, you name it, there's an ice cream for it. And nobody does it better than Ben and Jerry's. Nobody.
True.
So they kind of started with the Cherry Garcia. And this is, it started the phenomenon of it. And the flavor itself, pretty basic, right? Cherry ice cream, cherries, fudge flakes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And for those of you who don't know, and I figure we got to go down this road because there are people that don't know.
Yes.
Cherry Garcia is a play on the name Jerry Garcia, who is one of the founding members and longtime members of a rock band called the Grateful Dead. And for those of you who don't know, the Grateful Dead were the first of the jam bands. And we call it a jam band because the band goes up and they play their music, but they just jam it out. And one song can last 20 minutes because they're just jamming and having a good time. And Grateful Dead were also part of that culture in the late 60s, the Summer of Love and Woodstock and all the things. So they've been around forever. So Jerry Garcia gets his own ice cream flavor. It's Cherry Garcia. Now, I'm not a big cherries guy, so I haven't really dived into that. But it's funny to me that there are people who are out there, and Cherry Garcia is the greatest thing. And you go, oh, who's the Grateful Dead? And they go, I have no idea. They have no idea.
Right. I don't know. Anyway, I said, no, I was just saying, I just agreeing with you. It's just a little mind boggling is all. We have to pass the knowledge on. For me personally, I have a list of movies and TV shows that I tell the younger generation, like this is required reading. Basically, you have to watch this stuff. You have so as a DJ, I have that same list, but it's music.
Oh, give me one or two songs that you're like, you have to know this song. It's just a thing.
I mean, I don't want to get into Steely Dan, but I love Steely Dan so much. I can't stand it. But some of that is good. Some of the old, Stairway to Heaven. See, I don't know. Would anybody, Ron said Stairway to Heaven, and I'm not sure. I feel like who wouldn't know that, but maybe there are people who don't know that. And I think Led Zeppelin, that's a very basic band that it depends what you're looking for. My cousin John at one point got into being a drummer. If you're a musician, you're going to listen to old stuff. And I think I love that musicians they dig into that because that's just part of their history or their teachings or whatever. And my cousin John got into at a very young age the Beatles, like probably in the 80s maybe. And that's really good if you're looking for arrangement and drums and how vocals are set up, especially with different types of Leslie organs and different types of things that you would be using to make a sound a specific way. So the Beatles, I would say. I would probably say Zeppelin. I would probably say it's my mind goes blank because there's so much music
I'm
that
the
goes
same
through
way.
my
I
head.
can't
even pick anything out. Yeah. Oh, yes. So Queen. Let me start with I'm not trying to derail Mike's story here, Ron. Let's not do that. But Queen, and I would say honestly, Jeff Lynne. I mean, if you got to listen to some ELO. I know a lot of people don't appreciate, but you've got to listen to the 3-dimensional sound of ELO. It's amazing. Like I don't even think I hear it today.
Which is funny because when you tie this into movies, right? There's ELO in the movie Halloween. Don't Fear the Reaper, and people do that in the movie and they go, that's great, but they don't know.
No, isn't that Blue Oyster Cult?
Oh, I stand corrected. You are correct.
Blue Oyster Cult. And I think
it's early and we were up late.
Too. I know. They are in Xanadu, but I'm not sure anybody cares about Xanadu. There's a lot of ELO in Xanadu. But
as Phoebe Buffay once said, I love Xanadu.
I do too. I love it. I think me and 3 people in the whole world love that movie. But anyway, let's get back to some ice cream. I want to hear some flavors.
So circle it back around, like we started with Cherry Garcia, and like I was saying, it was Jerry Garcia, the Grateful Dead, first of the jam bands, and then of course another jam band named Fish gets their own, which is my personal favorite, Ben and Jerry's flavor. It's Fish Food.
Yeah,
and Fish is spelled Phish, not Fish. So it's Fish Food. It is chocolate ice cream with marshmallows, caramel, little fudge fish, and it is absolutely amazing. It is.
Yeah,
I could eat the whole pint with no problem.
Me too. No toppings, no nothing.
And here's the funny thing: I'm not even sorry that I did it.
I know. Do you know what I wonder if I think Ben and Jerry's used to do vendors, and I wonder if Ben and Jerry's did vendor at concert events, and this is where this started, because Fish and Grateful Dead and DMB and bands like that, where you just have a following that goes everywhere they go. I wonder if they did that, like as a tie-in. Maybe it's me. I don't know.
I mean, that's a great question.
It's a question for
because
JJ,
it would
actually.
make sense. You know what I mean? Like if Fish is playing, it would just make sense to have an ice cream stand or an ice cream truck just with Fish food.
Yep.
Just
or at least with it like being a premiere, like, hey, this is for you people. We came here. Here's a flavor that makes us feel like we're with you. I wonder if that's what they did. I don't know. That's completely off the top of my head. Continue. My brain.
You're hysterical. I love it. Yeah. So after we had the jam bands, the pop culture influence just permeated through Ben and Jerry's, and they went through a phase. I call it a phase, where they just decided we're going to do late night hosts. And they started with Stephen Colbert from the Colbert Show, for those of you familiar. And this sounds very Stephen Colbert, if I have to say. It's the Americone Dream, and it's vanilla ice cream with fudge-covered waffle cone pieces and a caramel swirl.
That does sound like him. And I did not know that. It
does kind of sound like him to me.
It does.
It continued with the Tonight Dough, which is for Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And it's funny because these guys are even on the pints or on the packaging of these ice creams.
Their faces.
And the Tonight Dough is a combination of chocolate and caramel ice cream, cookie dough, peanut butter cookie dough, and chocolate cookie pieces. So there's a lot stuffed into that pint.
That's a 3,000 calorie pint right there.
It's also geared so that you're sitting on the couch eating this thing at 11:45 while you're watching the Tonight Show.
And you're like, it's gone. What? I just sat down.
Literally come out the next morning, you see the empty pint, and it's just, what is that? I don't know what that was not
sleep eating. Yeah.
I did not do that. You also had musicians, right? We had the Dave Matthews Band playing off the
man. I love him. Love him.
Do you love Dave Matthews?
I love him. Yeah.
They are so good. And one of the things I love about Fish or Grateful Dead or Dave Matthews, Rush is another one. These bands, go see them live because they sound live the same way they sound on an album.
That's the thing. Yes.
And that's amazing. The thing. Like if I love live music, I love music in general. So when I go to see an act, I'm excited. I want to see it. And there's a lot of times where I've gone to see a concert and it sounds nothing like the record. And I'm going, what happened?
Yeah.
But when I went and saw Rush for the first time, it was like I put the record on or whatever, and it sounds exactly the same. And that's what you want. So Dave Matthews is absolutely one of those bands. Yes. And they had their song One Sweet World, and they got their flavor is One Sweet World. World as in world.
Yes. WH.
I realized I have to illustrate that point.
But yes, Ron, Boston was like that as well. Boston
was another good one. Matter of fact, in fact, I just read the rock band Boston just turned 50 years old.
Yep.
That's wild to me.
Brad Delp, rest in peace. Well, they're local for us, so yeah. What did Becky say? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was looking at. I went down an ice cream rabbit hole. My bad.
Oh my goodness.
So did you know? This is actually a kind of a fun little anecdote.
Okay.
Retired ice creams for Ben and Jerry's actually go to the flavor graveyard.
No, I did not know that. But it
is a center. It's basically a cemetery for failed ice cream. So somewhere, metaphorically speaking, Wavy Gravy is laying next to Vermonty Python.
Oh, no. Is there somewhere that you can see that, right? Like there has like a webpage or something that you can go read them all, I'm guessing.
I think you would have to go down the rabbit hole a little bit. And if I'm being honest, I feel like it's a worthwhile rabbit hole to go down.
Oh, it probably is.
It's
an actual graveyard. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Becky's going to see a Led Zeppelin tribute band. That is awesome.
Yes.
Rush just started touring with a new drummer. And a lot of people
better. I think she's a little better than Pert. Like it's not because Pert was
that's a hot take.
Drummer.
That is
Pert
a
was
hot
technical.
take.
I don't think. Yeah, but I don't think it's. I think it means that it seems like it's more effortless for her. I feel like Pert was very neurodivergent. If anybody knows him, or knew of him, he was very technical and very precise, and it looked like it was more of he had to practice it and do it a specific way a million times to get it how he wanted it. He was a perfectionist as well, though, so he was never happy with anything. And maybe that's part of it, but she seems just like to effortlessly be able to it just seems like water. It flows with her.
I didn't know that
Anika
Rush
Niles,
was even
right?
going to start touring again, right? And then I see that they're touring, and I obviously I tuned in because I'm like, okay, I love Rush. And then I saw her skills, and her technical process is just, to your point, she makes it look so easy.
Yeah. It's just
so
it's optics.
easy.
Maybe it isn't easy for her, but that's not the way it looks. It looks like she
it's
was
just
born
wild.
doing that. It's crazy.
And female drummers is a thing right now. There's a girl that I saw. I think her name is Raina Meisner, and she's in Europe, and she is just a phenomenal drummer. Sheila E., thank you, Ron, was like the first.
It all started with her. I wanted to be
100%.
Sheila E. when I was a kid. But yeah, I still follow Sheila E., love her. But yeah, I think the more I have not heard of her, so I want to follow her, who you just mentioned. And there's a couple of little pages with girls that are 10, 9, whatever, coming up and playing the drums, and I just love watching them. I think it's great. I love them. Love them.
No, it's awesome. And to watch her play with Rush, I saw a clip of them doing Tom Sawyer, and I was specifically watching it because there's a drum point at towards the end of Tom Sawyer that's really technical.
Yes,
and just it's super hard. She played it flawlessly.
You saw the same clip I did, probably, because that went viral like crazy.
100%.
I've seen a few of those,
she's
but
just killing it.
And Tom Sawyer Tom Sawyer is one of those that when it starts, it's almost like a Gen X meeting call. I don't know what it is, but when it stops,
Gen X
goes like this, kind of like the beginning of Peter Gabriel songs or anything like that. People are like, stop what they're doing, and they're like, we all have to stop and run in some direction. That's what
we heard
happened.
The call and we answered.
Yes. Exactly. So that's so cool. I know. Look at all this from Ice Cream.
That's a true story.
Is this going to be another person I can't have a show with because we can't keep it together? I don't know. But
I mean,
anyway.
we just go where the conversation takes us, and it is a lot. See, Ice Cream tied into all of this, so I feel it does factor in.
Ice Cream, it's just part of your world. It's part of your environment. It's with you everywhere you go.
You know, it would be great if we had an ice cream sponsor, but we don't. We
need one.
We do need one.
Maybe Melting Down can throw some money at us. Melting Down. Hey, we were so happy about your win.
I would be open to an ice cream sponsor. I would eat ice cream on the air.
Absolutely. So I don't want to cut you off. Are we finished?
We can listen to we can listen to our ads about our sponsors. So
why don't we do that?
We should probably do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Looking for a fitness app that actually fits in your life, not the other way around? The Mace Fitness app is your personal fitness coach in your pocket. That's M-A-S-E. Mace Fitness app makes fitness simple and affordable. The build your own workout option allows you to choose the exercises, the focus area, and the pace that works best for you. This app feature is only $9 a month. You'll get over 630 guided exercise videos, build your own workout tools, strength, mobility, balance, and flexibility training, easy to follow instructions, fitness anytime, anywhere. Mace Fitness, just $9 a month.
Sometimes you can feel lost in the forest of your mind, caught up in mistakes you can't change, looking ahead, uncertain what comes next, questioning if things will ever get easier, and if you've missed your chance. But the fact is that every moment is a new chance to change and choose a new direction. The fastest way to stop the pain and gain the new insight needed is through guidance from someone who has walked the path before you that can teach you to find your own answers from within. If any of this sounds familiar and you're looking for a way through from where you are to where you long to be, then let's connect. Check out soulspectivesinstitute.com today and book your discovery call, and we can see where we can go from there.
Can you imagine your business here going on daily as sponsorship opportunities? Trying to reach your target audience? Going on daily is the answer. Looking for a way to stretch your advertising budget? Going on daily is the answer. Want your business to be featured on radio, TV, and social media? Going on daily is the answer. If interested, email us at RIBroadcasting.media@gmail.com.
That's for you, ice cream people. Come on,
We're
let's go.
talking to you right
Send
now.
it in. Send it in.
Send it.
Man.
Full send.
I'm telling you. So, yeah. So here we go. Gen X. So I just last week, I just DJ'd my class of 1986 reunion. So this is a picture behind me. I didn't want to put a picture of all of us in the picture because I thought it would be not fair to put people's faces up that didn't want it. So this is kind of the backdrop of what it would look like when we all stood there, and those numbers came out in front. And I can link that somewhere else. And those numbers lit up. It was kind of nice once everybody got together. But anyway, just thought I would get into a whole thing about Gen X. We did, and I just tagged it. We did this event at the Squantum Association. If you're anywhere near Rhode Island, Squantum is absolutely amazing. It's a great place. They have this whole overlooking the water thing, and they've got all kinds of different setups. They've got a cannon that goes off. They've got like a whole deck outside. It's just really nice. An open bar outside, like where they open all the windows, and it's just beautiful. Anyway, it's kind of where we normally do it. I think we've done this 3 years or 3 reunions in a row there, I feel like. But anyway, I figured I'd get into this whole thing about Gen X and what it is that like we're known for. You know what I mean? Being that this is like been 40 years for us, which I cannot believe.
Leda, I feel like this is so serendipitous because I am the quintessential example of Gen X right here.
Are you? No, are you like a mid Gen Xer, late Gen Xer? Like where do you fall? Like,
I'm an early Gen Xer.
Really?
Oh yeah. So
Really?
Yep. And
Wow.
it's funny because we're just built different. We
It's
are
so
built
crazy.
different. We were
are,
the last
and-
generation without technology, the first
Yep.
generation with it.
Yeah.
So we knew both, if you didn't know where the party was, you were beat. And we also had to learn how to use social media and all the things. So
There's just some crazy, really weird, like it obviously we all trended at the same. I watched this old like news report. I think it was, I don't know what it was, like NBC or whatever. This old news report from like 1984 or something. And they're like just like labeling Gen X. They call them the Gen X kids. Because it's the first generation. For us, most of us did not have parents at home. Like we were running the households. We were kind of, and maybe it may be a different for you, Mike, but that's kind of the first like generation where 2 parents had to go work. And
both my
children were
parents
sort
worked.
of-
In fact,
yeah.
I was what was referred to as a latchkey kid. Here's your key. Come
Yes.
home from school. Take
I was
care of
latchkey
yourself.
too.
Don't burn the house down.
Yes. Don't burn the house down. Stay off the phone. Keep the door locked. Don't let anybody in. All that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
that was a big one. Lock the
Yeah.
door. No one in the house.
Yes. No one in the house. So like this stuff, so funny that we can all talk to each other and we're like, oh, I get it. But if we talk to older generations, maybe boomers kind of understand it a little more. Younger generations are like, what are you talking about? We were feral children. Just feral.
We were feral children.
So 1965 to 1980 if you were born in that section, then that would make you Gen X. If you were at the beginning of Gen X, then you were kind of a boomer holdover. And if you were at the end, you were kind of a millennial. They call those like Xennials, I think, at some point. That late 80s.
I refer to the like the first couple years of the millennial gen. They are elder millennials because they kind of have that Gen X vibe, even though they're
Yes.
millennial.
Yes. And they still had that. All of us, trauma begets trauma. A lot of us had parents that grew up. I did this one time with like a chart. Our parents were typically going to be silent generation or boomers. Those are our parents. I had a silent generation mom. However, she was on the 1945. She's right on that line of she would have began to be a boomer, but she was coming off of the silent. And the silent generation means this. You were seen and not heard. That's honest to God what that means. That's what our parents grew up with. because they had like depression parents and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, it kind of got passed down. And by the time we were born, like everybody was like, well, hey, we got to go to work. We don't have time for anything. We don't have any. We got to go. You guys will have to run the household. I was 9, and I say this all the time. I had a friend of mine say to me, this is not normal. When I was 9, I was taking care of an infant. Like my mom
Back
wasn't
then
home.
it was normal.
I was waking up with my sister and feeding her formula, like at some crazy hour of the night or whatever. My mother was not home. She was out working, different hours, different jobs, whatever. And I thought we thought that was normal. It wasn't, but we thought it was, right? So that's why we're a little bit more like, hey, listen, if you're not outside fending for yourself, right? Drinking out of water hoses. But anyway,
and we
so
lived,
I'm just gonna read these out really quick. There's like 10 or so like that we're known for. One of them is independence and self-reliance, which we talked about. We had to entertain ourselves. I think we were probably the worst. It depends on what generation you came from, but I think we were probably the most adapted generation for the pandemic because we were just, okay, I'm home by myself. I've done this before. I just watch TV all the time.
For Gen Xers, during COVID, it was like,
Yeah.
wait, you want me to stay home and do nothing, and you're going to pay me to do this?
Yeah.
No problem.
But like also like we grew up with like we have a stack of books we could read. Like we'll just, if anything, we were like, oh, we have stuff around the house that we've been trying to get to. This is great. So we'll
100%.
just go read or watch whatever show it is that we haven't been able to catch up with or whatever. So for us, it was great. I think it took me 3.5 months to even like begin to miss society. Whereas I had friends that went like about 3 days and lost their minds that they couldn't go anywhere.
People handle that way different. By the way, Hugo, I see Zennial. I kind of like that. Good morning, Donna. And don't listen to Ron.
Good morning, Donna.
That's
Donna,
a bad
I didn't
joke,
get a chance
Ron.
to see you during the reunion, and I didn't get a chance to chat with you. That bums me out, but that's okay. We'll keep up. We'll catch up. But yeah, so that was the first thing. Now, when you look at adaptability and resilience, we went from rotary phones and television antennas to computers, the internet, smartphones, and social media. And I have to say, when it comes to music, I don't know if any other DJs came from like 8 tracks and albums and then had to rebuy all their stuff as CDs and then had to rip everything into MP3s and then had to go from that to streaming. Like we're very exhausted, a bunch of DJs trying to play music.
I still have unresolved anger issues because I had albums, then I had cassettes, then I had CDs, then I had to stream, and I was like, I refuse now. Don't change it again.
Like for us, we had to. It was like a job, so we had to. All right, I guess this is what we're doing now. Okay, I guess this is what we're doing now. We had to keep. Yeah, no, I didn't skip. I didn't have 8 tracks, but when I was a kid, there were 8 tracks around the house, and there was like the stereo system with the glass that used to have the magnetic and the big speakers. Yeah,
and it would open the door. You heard that in your head. That
if you, there's little sounds like that if you play them like loud, like Gen X people will. I was just telling Mike this, like how many, we were just talking about all these different things that like would make us go, what, it would bring us back, right? Whereas most people wouldn't even hear that stuff. So we also used to do what actually works than automatically following a trend. We were very discerning about following trends that didn't work. And I think that's something that's to be said about us trying things and saying, nope, I'm going to reject that idea, but this idea works. I think some generations just follow trends and that's it. Good morning, Chris. And so the bridge between analog and digital, we had to deal with that. And we were just landlines, answering machines, cassette tapes, VCRs, Atari and Nintendo, personal computers, email, the internet, cell phones, and then eventually smartphones. We went through all of that. So
not only did we go through all of that, we survived the VHS versus beta wars, the cassette versus CD wars, the cola wars. Like,
I know, it's the cola wars. Oh boy, Pepsi and Coke. Boy, that was crazy. Do you remember Coke? What was that? Coke Clear or whatever the heck that? Do you remember that?
They tried to do something radical. They made original Coca-Cola clear or something, and
it was like they were trying to do a 7-Up or Sprite thing, and it just went horribly wrong.
It was people were not okay.
No, I do not like this. And that's I think of what we didn't. I think our generation was a sounding board for products, as opposed to us just going, oh, this is what we're doing now. Our generation was very, very vocal about stuff we did not like, and it would go wrong fast. You know, like
100%.
so I think that's kind of cool. We also had skepticism towards authority. We had a lot of and we had very good reason to be, because we were like at the end of that Cold War. I mean, every day we thought we would
everything.
Just. You have the class of '86 reunion on Betamax, not the one that we just did, I hope. Is it? That's funny. But you could put that
is hilarious.
A little tape and a big tape, and then put the big tape with VCR. We used to be able to do that for a while with the Betamaxes. So we earn respect rather than automatic respect. Like, so we didn't just respect you because you were an elder. And we got yelled at this. I don't know about you, but my elders yelled at me all the time because I didn't automatically just say, "Oh, this person's older, so I'm just going to listen to whatever." I didn't do that. I was like, no, I'm going to see if this person is worth my respect before I give it to him. And I got in trouble for that a lot.
Same, because I was taught that respect is earned. So they kind of had to earn it. And if they didn't, then I didn't. And then it was an issue and all the things.
It was bad. And we were, and I think it's because our parents were just taught to just follow people blindly. And so they were like, well, you're my kid, so you're going to do what I do. So you're going to follow all of my friends and your older relatives. Like,
do as I say, not as I do.
Right. So I'm going to go a little quicker because we're going to run out of time here. But we had a work-life balance. We had to. Most of us had to start working at 12? We didn't have to, but we wanted to. 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, that's when I started working. Babysitting.
My first job was a paper route, but I actually went to work for real at the age of 13.
Oh, wait a minute. For who?
I was working at a gas station at 14 years old. I was driving a tow truck, not to pick up cars, but I knew how to do it.
We had things called, I can't explain what it was. You would take your parents and you would go to this office and they would sign you over like, oh, she's old enough to work. Like 13, 14, 15. There was this little section of you had to have permission from your parents to do a specific amount of hours a week or something. And so we could do that till we were 16 or whatever. And then we had our own choices. We were very entrepreneurial and innovative. I would say that a lot of us were known for that. And we could get into a million reasons, but what I don't want to do is put a 2-hour show on the air. Authenticity and loyalty. When we are interested in you and you do get our respect, we keep it. And that comes with marketing slogans, buzzwords, exaggerated, the promises that we didn't like, we didn't take. But once we trust something or someone, we did not divert from those things. You know what I mean?
Very true. Very true.
That comes from like products and brands that were trustworthy because they were built well and they lasted a long time. We actually cared about that stuff at one time. Health and wellness. We became more interested in health and wellness, I think, than most generations before us. I think we were more interested in making sure we were like around longer, probably because of what we saw. You know what I mean? Massive influence on pop culture. I can't even begin to understate that, how much culture and pop, there's a million stories about stuff that went on when we were coming up that nobody believes happened, like Madonna and Pepsi and all that kind of stuff. But
almost burned up Michael Jackson, for God's sake.
Yes.
They did burn up Michael Jackson.
They did. We'll blame his father for his death, and I always will, because he was the one who got that whole thing going. But yeah, and we had a social and cultural openness, which we did. I think we were very diverse. We were very open to people. We didn't care about, we were more interested in who you were than what you did or what kind of background you had or where you came from. We did have a mixed bag of friends that, obviously we had the same, Go ahead.
We're going to take a quick pause for the cause. Yes. We want to talk to you guys about Uganda, and we're going to continue this on the other side of that.
All right.
Here at Rhode Island Broadcasting and Going On Daily, we're proud to announce that we are collecting donations for our Uganda Fund. My name is Becky, and I've been one of the hosts here at Going On Daily since day one. And earlier this year, I was blessed with the opportunity to travel to Uganda, and it was honestly one of the most life-changing experiences. I met people who completely changed the way I see the world. I met families who had endured unimaginable tragedies, including these two families who lost young children to a witch doctor. I met children who hadn't eaten in days. We even saw 11 children share a single apple because it's all we had left to give them. I met children who fled war in neighboring countries only to find themselves homeless and living on the streets. I saw heartbreak, poverty, and desperation. But what I also saw was joy, the happiness that a single piece of candy, a bracelet, or a small act of kindness could bring was enough to bring tears to my eyes. These are people who have so little, and yet they have more gratitude and joy than many of us could even imagine. We know that there are people who need help in our own communities, and we continue to support local initiatives whenever we can. But this year, our hearts are with Uganda. In partnership with Love Made a Way, 100% of every donation will go directly to initiatives in Uganda. No hidden fees, no deductions. Every dollar goes to help providing food, clean water, education, medical care, safe buildings, sanitation improvements, schools, vocational training, and hope. $1 is worth roughly 3,700 Ugandan shillings, so even a small donation can make a meaningful impact. Maybe it's giving up your Starbucks or your Timmy's today. Whatever you feel led to give, please know that it will help change lives. Thank you for your support, your generosity, and for helping us bring hope to the people of Uganda. Visit www.RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net/Uganda-donations to help out.
Great cause.
Absolutely. Get those couch cushions and get that money.
Great cause.
$1.45 or whatever it is. Send it. It's worth it.
And Kathy jumped into the comments and said, you know, she had to be Gen X because she was babysitting two under two at 11 years old. That was a common thing.
Yeah, it really was. Just people, us cooking and doing whatever we were doing, and just no parents.
No parents.
We'd get a phone call. That would be all they could do is call us. And if we weren't home, then we were in trouble.
And we missed this part of it. If
Mhm.
we did do something and got in trouble, it didn't matter that our parents weren't home because the rest of the neighborhood parents
Oh,
would knock
the
us
village.
out. We would be in trouble. My mom would come home and go, do you want to tell me about today?
Yep.
And I'm, oh no, because she already knows.
Did
She
you
already
say,
knows.
which thing is it? Because they would never tell you. You would have to tell them.
I
you
was
did.
a dumb kid because I'd go,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was fine today. I didn't do nothing.
My mother never
Yeah.
asked me a question she didn't already know the answer to. Never.
150%.
You know, but
150%. So you have another pod, I see.
yeah, we have my buddy Will and I have a Life's Melody pod. That is where you would find it on YouTube. We have one episode out under the what is wrong with me today? Oof. Under our Rhode Island Broadcasting.
Use your
Oof.
words.
We actually have it listed as a channel under Rhode Island Broadcasting. Yeah, I wanted to say Going On Daily, but no, that's not what I wanted to say. So anyway, yes, we do. And you see me tomorrow on Sunday. I am at Vanderbilt Newport on the roof. For anybody who's around here, you'll see me there at sunset.
You're going to be at Vanderbilt tomorrow?
Vanderbilt Hotel. Yep, there's a rooftop
Very cool.
thing. So I'll be
Very
DJing my usual yacht rock
Let's
with
go.
apps and drinks and all that. But about you, Mike? Where you have that makes two of us, which is cool.
That sounds like a good time where you're going to be DJing. And yes, I am on a little show called That Makes Two of Us. And it's right in line with what we've been talking about today as far as Gen X and Millennial. We have all the conversations around all the things that we're all pretty much dealing with. Just how are we dealing with it from different generational aspects? We talk all things pop culture, and you can find that on every major platform, including YouTube and Rhode Island Broadcasting.
It
It's
is
a good
fun
time.
to
Check
listen
us
to.
out,
And I
folks.
hear we're going to be seeing you guys soon. Is there video coming?
That is true. We will. Right now, we're a fully audio format. We will be moving into a video format. We will be having guests on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to have some good celebrity guests coming on because we are pop culture based podcast, and we want to bring on some celebrities to talk about their shows and their movies and all the things. So
very cool.
It's going to be a good time.
I'm on it. I'll be listening or watching.
Let's
I'll be doing all the
go.
things. And Mike, you have one
So-
more. Yes, go ahead.
I am honored to be closing out Ice Cream Week, and I think that in honor of Ice Cream Week, we have to talk about the goats of the ice cream world and just the influence they had on us growing up. I do want to say that, going back to the whole Ben and Jerry's thing, This is kind of funny to me, but if Taylor Swift had an ice cream flavor, it would be 13 different flavors, and halfway through eating it, she would release the same pint again under a different label. And then she would re-release it again a few years later as Taylor's version. Sorry, I just thought that was a terribly good joke.
What if everybody? What if all the flavors she didn't like, she wrote songs about? No, that's not nice.
Oh, you know she's going to. You know, yeah, exactly what was wrong with it, why, and why she's not going to eat that flavor.
That's right.
You go, Taylor. I love you.
Me too.
So going back to the Ice Cream Hall of Fame, ice cream, it's not just food, right? There were ice creams that became a part of our childhood as Gen X.
Yep.
For everyone, really, right? And I'm just going to run down a quick list of the greatest of all time ice creams that we grew up with and that we always love. One of them, number one, the ice cream sandwich. This can come in many forms. It could be your classic ice cream sandwich. It could be the ice cream Neapolitan sandwich. Yeah. It could be an Oreo ice cream sandwich, a chocolate chip ice cream sandwich.
Shout out to the Carvel ice cream sandwiches. Oh my God.
Carvel is this whole other animal. Yeah, I remember the Cookie Puss commercials from when I was a kid for Carvel, and it was just insane. And to Hugo's point, Jenny, I love my ice cream, and I was getting some for me and Lieutenant Dan. So you have the ice cream sandwich. That's a good one, right?
Yes.
Number two is the drumstick, which is a cone of vanilla ice cream dipped in fudge with crushed nuts on top of it.
Yes.
And it was amazing. In fact, you can get a big box of those at the store these days. You're going to remember this one, Lana. Do for a Klondike bar.
Klondike is my weakness, and I have to just, I don't know. It's terrible. I can't help myself with those. I can't even buy them. Can't buy them.
Klondike bars are amazing.
Yeah.
You had the creamsicle, which for your orange sherbet, for your orange sherbet people, that's amazing because you had orange sherbet with a vanilla center. Yes. The bomb pop, which typically the bomb pop, you're not getting that anywhere other than the ice cream truck. That's where that's coming from. Yes. That's where you're getting it. That's a thing. Later on, and these arrived in the late 80s, and when they originally hit the scene, nobody knew what to do with them. They are Dippin' Dots. And I remember getting them at the at the movie theater and going, "What are Dippin' Dots? I don't even know what that is."
Yep, I remember those.
And now they're everywhere. Hugo, I agree with you 100%. The Klondike Choco Taco, also from the ice cream truck, amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. Basically, it's an ice cream taco with a waffle cone as the shell, and then vanilla and chocolate and all the good things in the center. I mean, it's just, you can't go wrong with good ice cream.
No.
Of any kind.
It was so cool to have it come through I mean, it still does come through the neighborhood, but when we were kids, I can't even tell you. When we heard the like little song playing, and we would just be like, not to go down an Eddie Murphy road. Truck. Yes, it was crazy.
Like literally, like I was a feral animal, and I could hear that jingle from 2 miles away.
Yes,
and we knew exactly where. Like we would triangulate at the position and how long before the truck got there, and all the things. It was
so we could have the money and get in the line. We didn't want to be in the line, right? I mean,
then it became a social event because now half the neighborhood's out there. We're just hanging out in the street, talking, and all the things. And it was a different time. I missed that.
It was so cool. That was really cool. Do you remember the Italian ice? I used to love it, which is kind of a little bit of a sidebar, but Italian ice was great. It was. I
loved Italian ice.
Yeah, it was great.
And you could get Italian ice just about anywhere back in the day. I mean, it was a legit thing, and it was everywhere. And then Rita's water ice hit the scene, and that kind of changed the Italian ice thing. It's very similar. It's awesome. Rita's water ice is awesome.
That must be more Pennsylvania and New Jersey-ish, because I don't think we had that here.
I think they're spread around. I've seen them in other places.
Yeah, we had Dell's. Dell's lemonade.
Dell's.
Dell's is big, and it kind of started here, and we still have that. When's Dell's opening? Everybody's doing that. When Dell's opens, it's summertime. Oh, they're closing? Like everybody's talking about it. But yeah, Dell's is the best. Fresh pieces.
Oh, so it was a seasonal. Dell's is a seasonal place.
Yeah, it's seasonal for us.
Got it. Okay. And like you mentioned earlier, Carvel's. I loved going to Carvel. That was
awful.
always a fun
It was so
trip.
close to us, and we just went there way too much. too much. But we had the ice cream
Carvel
sandwiches used to come in like a little thing like this. And they would be chocolate and vanilla. And I think those were it. Maybe there was a strawberry, but I don't even think there were. And we
I think
bring
it
them
was
home,
just
put them in the
chocolate and
freezer.
vanilla, and the chocolate or
And
the
the
vanilla
cakes.
ice cream cakes with the chocolate crunchies in the center. Let's go.
You could still buy those. I don't know where they are. In my area, they're in the supermarkets. You could just buy them in the supermarket and take them home. They're right in the frozen section, but I don't know the rest of the country does that.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Lana, I gotta say thank you for letting me jump in here today with you. I had a really good time. This has been awesome.
I'm glad you did. And I'm glad you rescued me from my time issues.
It is all good.
Another
When we get
person I can't
focused,
stay. Yeah.
We're focused.
Focus. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up with whatever we need to say here at the end, which is we got to thank some people, right?
100%. We're thanking WDJY.
Yes, 99.1 FM. They're gonna run us in Atlanta, and we're so happy they're doing that. Thanking Mace Fitness and Soul Spectives Institute. I will get that right someday. For actually sponsoring the show and making sure that we can get on in Atlanta and other parts of the country. And got to thank the viewers. And I'm going to thank, let's see, we had Lori, we had Donna, we had Ron, but Ron's already always here. We had Hugo, we had, let's flip back. Did we have
So Kathy and
Kathy.
Jake is in there.
Jake
And Donna. Even
Yeah,
though
Chris.
Donna was a bad joke, Ron threw at you, but it's okay. We'll laugh.
Ron did throw, that's not nice. But yeah, Ford Pinto and an 8-track.
Becky was in
Man,
there.
if that's not Gen X, I don't know what is, Donna. Yeah, but all of that, do we have everybody? I just want to make sure we didn't forget anybody. But yeah, thanks for being with us today. We had a really good time.
And don't forget, Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain, only on Rhode Island Broadcasting. You're going to get Kenny and Ron. They're going to be giving you the best morning show out there with the Going On Daily show. So make sure you're tuning in for that, because that's going to be a real good show.
Oh, it always is.
100%.
Ron's going to piss Kenny off. Just stay tuned for that.
Another Gen X thing.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next time on Going On Daily.
Bye-bye.